You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Hi, I'm Luke, and welcome to Strike You. I've been thinking about what a martial art is. It might seem obvious. You could say that it's a certain set of techniques and teachings that together form a martial art. But who gets to decide what's included in a certain martial art and what's not included? Because different schools teach different things in different ways. For example, my style, Kuki-style Taekwondo, is known for its kicks. And to a lot of people, it seems that there are no punches. We keep a really bladed stance, a really low guard. There are no low kicks, no sweeps, pretty much just kicks, flashy kicks, most often. And that's just the competition rules for Kuki-style Taekwondo or WT Taekwondo. It's not the entire art. The way that I train is we include a lot of punches. We usually keep a bit more of an offensive stance. We encourage to keep high guard. We train low kicks, a bit of sweeps, and some elbows, knees. I train a more well-rounded style than what the general public seem to think that it is. But am I training the correct version of Kuki-style Taekwondo, or are the other schools that focus on WT competition style Taekwondo, are they in the right? Because all the things that I train are pretty much backed up by old books written by the founder and the official curriculum of Kuki-style Taekwondo organization. And in the old manuals from the 60s, there are even like throws, joint locks, even some ground game techniques, and I think self-defense techniques if you're sitting in a chair and you get attacked. And to be honest, most of those techniques aren't really practical. And the ground game is pretty much just punch the guy until he lets you go. But is that included in Taekwondo as a style, or is that something entirely different? It was written by the founder, but nowadays nobody's training it, so is it still relevant? I also tend to pick up on ideas from other martial arts and other schools when I visit them, and usually just slight variations of a thing that I'm training or teaching that I bring with me. And at that point, am I still training and teaching Taekwondo with the slight variations, or am I training MMA at this point? Because you could argue that since it's included in the style from the beginning and you're just tweaking it a bit, it's still Taekwondo. But you could also argue it the other way. And who's to say that I know what Taekwondo is? Maybe the slight tweak actually restores it to what is true Taekwondo, and I've been doing it wrong the entire time. I also think if I go to another country or even another city, I might go into a Taekwondo school and have less in common with them than if I would go into kickboxing or Muay Thai gym, because different schools teach different things in different ways. I also hear a lot of Aikido people talking about how the way that they train is not the way that people look at Aikido. They train hard sparring, they teach proper punching, and all the other Aikido is false Aikido, and their Aikido is the real Aikido. And there are never any videos of this, but you could still argue that they might be right. Maybe they are training a different version of Aikido that is actually the true form of Aikido. I don't know. So what is a style, really? And who gets to decide what's included? I don't really have an answer to that. I think maybe you should just call it whatever you want, but that could get confusing. If you walk into a Taekwondo school, you're not expecting to get thrown around or focus on grappling. So who gets to decide what Taekwondo is? Is it the schools themselves? Is it an objective organization, or is it the general public's opinion that counts? Because I think in a lot of ways the latter is more practical, because the point of defining styles could be to be able to discuss them and analyze them and compare them. And to be able to do that, we need to have sort of an objective definition of what each certain style is, and what's included and what's not included. So to be able to discuss it, we need definitions. And if our definition is different than the general public's opinion, that makes it harder to discuss. And I myself do that thing where I say that style, what the general public think is WT Taekwondo, actually is cookie style Taekwondo, and is actually broader, but who cares? If people think the way they do about Taekwondo, that would be hard to change and would be easier to, I don't know, rebrand the style at this point. But I'm not really the guy to invent a new style. I think that's sort of arrogant in a lot of ways. So maybe we should just get rid of all the style names and just focus on each individual school, what they teach, what they don't teach, and what they think that their style is, and then that style could be connected to that school only. And if you start a second school, maybe after a while they probably need to differentiate themselves between the other school, because you're going to teach in different ways with different instructors, different experiences. But if we get rid of all the martial arts styles, then we have nothing left to discuss or compare. We can only discuss and compare individual schools, and that might be more honest, but it's a lot more complex. I don't know, I think this is sort of a complex subject or question, because I don't really have a good answer. I just think it's making things harder to discuss at this point. What do you think? What constitutes a style? Who gets to decide what's included in that style? And what is the true form of a style? Leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next video.